Hey everyone, we are back. It's your girl Lauren Reed right here on What Are Eyes Radio.
Yeah.
It's the Lauren Reed Live Show.
Yeah.
We had a little hiatus.
Yeah, I haven't been here in a while.
We haven't been here in a while.
I haven't been here in a while.
So I guess it was kind of like our spring break.
Yeah. We go through a little hiatus on breaks because we need it.
We need it.
Yeah,
We've learned that along the way.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're out there living your best life.
Living my best life. And I ain't even gonna lie about it. It was pretty good. It was pretty major.
Nice.
Shout out to my girls. We went to Jamaica for my birthday and got to relax. It was a perfect mix of turn up and relax.
And chilling. Yeah.
If I wanted to turn up, I did.
You gotta have moderation. You gotta have balance.
You gotta have balance. It's just
even on vacation.
It was one day where I didn't drink at all.
Whoa.
Like, I was just like.
I mean, I wouldn't do that.
It was towards the end.
Okay.
I think maybe I had like a mimosa in the morning.
Okay, all right.
Like, it was no shot.
I gotta at least get a pina colada. So.
It was something light. I was just kind of like.
On your meditation.
I meditated every morning.
Yeah, your mindfulness going. Speaking to the earth.
Sometimes you gotta meditate just to get ready for the turn up.
Word. Like Lord.
Me through this.
Take the wheel.
But yeah, it's been a minute since you've been here, but vacation was cool. I will say that really quick. Everyone should recharge. That's what I'm learning. That I
try to tell that dude over there all the time.
You need to gotta recharge.
Because then your body will break down.
And it'll tell you to recharge one way or the other. But there has been a couple things going on since we left. But really quick before we get into our interview, we have to talk about this really quick.
Okay.
Yo, Nip passed away. It's like, shut up, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. It's been one of the heaviest like celebrity deaths in a while for me.
So unexpected, and it was so stupid.
And it was eerie. It was just like bad. I think since Big for me,
like we were talking,
like it's been like super heavy.
Me and Hector were talking about it, and he was like, "Were you really into?" I was like, "Look, I like this music, but I didn't really like follow him like that." And I remember him coming in with that freshman class, like J. Cole,
with J. Cole and
all of them, like
Big
Kendrick,
Sean.
Yeah, it was wild. So like, and then
probably the last best freshman class cover.
I said that to him for sure, hands down, 2011. And just the fact that we were the same age, like, and it was wild because like his birthday is August 14th, mine was August 4th, and we're the same. Like, just and like the fact what he was doing in his community at this age, and like how much he impacted and was in the hood, but like still was out there doing it. Like that sucks.
So it did. So I will say that I know him from just like my older brothers and stuff, like listening to like a lot of mixtapes and being like a group chat talking about it. But Victory Lap was the album that I really listened to because it got
that was actually his first album, like his first official album.
So I was like, all right, let me check this out. You're always talking about him. And then I went down like a huge black hole after I watched his Breakfast Club interview, and I was like, "Oh, this dude is like dope." And I was on YouTube just watching all of these interviews. Then he got me watching about Dr. Sabi and like all this other stuff like that. So, and then I when him and Lauren London just did that huge GQ cover, it was like dope. I'm a huge fan of Lauren London, and then they're watching their interview with GQ. It was just like also like too heavy for me because I also was watching a documentary of how he literally was taking over his neighborhood by buying up the neighborhood and giving those jobs, and giving people those jobs. So it was like, it was really sad for me. I almost couldn't watch the memorial service. Like it was like really heavy, but the impact that he has made in the community has been absolutely ridiculous.
Like the fact that he had like Bloods, Crips, like all these gangs, but also law enforcement were shook by it.
They
were like, I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, what?
I think it was like the sheriff or whatever who was doing all the press conferences.
Yeah. It was like the chief sheriff.
He was like, when he heard it, he was like,
this ain't real.
This is not real. Like that's the police. And he was actually like affiliated with a known gang and stuff like that. It's just like, it was just crazy. It was so senseless. And then while I thought this was ridiculous, I mean, I know TMZ has to do their job, right? But showing the actual thing was kind of like unnecessary to me. But the person who did this is such a coward, and he was just drawing, like, period. Like, to go back to kick somebody when you've already like shot them several times, it was just sad. And he was really there hooking up a homie that just got released from prison. And that's how it all went down. Yeah, it's just been, I think it's just been just to see, like, if anyone's on Instagram, we know how much of an impact he has with, like, the people in the community, celebrities, like, celebrities you wouldn't even think that would have known.
We gotta think, like, in that industry, you know who's, like, real and who's fake. Like,
absolutely.
It's just, that's just what it is. Like, when you actually see, a good dude or a good woman, like, doing things, and, like, to see them go out that way, it's just, like.
It's sad. Someone actually.
It's deflating.
It really, really is. That's why I was like, I just saw a clip with Diddy and Meek they're at Coachella this weekend, and Meek said it was like a serious heavy heart for him. Like he almost felt like he was having a heart attack because it almost seemed like unreal.
Yeah,
like
they were like really close because he came up kind of around that same time.
Like everyone was like really, really shook by this. So. I mean, again, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. The marathon does continue.
For sure.
I hope that people, continue. I'm sure his brother in Lauren London will continue on his legacy and the things that he was doing. I know Karen Civil just recently tweeted that there will be a foundation in his honor.
Awesome.
I know they are opening up a tribute, a basketball court that they did a memorial tribute to him as well. I know that they said they're letting fans go to his actual gravesite to like lay down flowers if they want to. The family has been very, very open with letting the public being a part of it because of you can't even get into the store. Did you see like all the memorials and the candles? You can't even get into the store. But he owned. I have to say this. He owned all of his rights and to his music, publishing. So any of the music anyone buys goes to his family. Yeah. So sincerely,
he did it right. A lot of people don't understand that, man. The power of owning ownership.
Yep, absolutely. So again, shout out to Nipsey Hussle. May he rest in peace. So let's get into our interview.
Let's do it.
We have a beautiful woman in the building today.
Ow.
Thank you. Oh, that's your new thing? You jumping on board with that?
Yeah, I'll put that on the soundboard.
Okay, I see you. All right. She is moving and shaking. You know how we do here. We only have the best of the best here. And Miss Monique Elise is an author. She's a world traveler, actually.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that
cultured
as well, right?
Yes, I try to be.
She is a lifestyle blogger. We've given some really good advice out there on relationships and dating.
You over here taking notes?
Listen, we're going to talk about that as well. So, without further ado, Miss Monique Elise, everybody.
Hey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Of course, we're glad to have you here.
Yes.
So there's a lot to talk about. We're going to get into it first, but let's talk about you.
Okay.
You actually are a native of Reading, PA.
I am.
Reading in the building.
But
yes.
hold for reaction.
Okay.
Jay and Hector, you are a Temple grad.
I am.
Hey.
Yes.
We run the city.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's about right. In here, it's about right.
When did you graduate?
2011. January 2011.
I had just finished 09, so I don't know.
I told you look familiar, so I feel like I've seen you around. I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was out there.
So, are you in Philly right now?
Yes, I am. I moved back to Philly, actually.
Okay.
Where were you at?
I moved to DC for a few years.
Okay. So I went to Howard.
Yeah.
So
see, I always wanted to go to Howard.
Full
Temple
circle.
was my second choice.
Yeah.
So,
how did you like DC? A lot of people are moving to DC saying like that's the place to be right now. How do you feel about DC?
I feel like DC is amazing, especially being a person of color.
Yeah,
I was drawn to DC because it's just so empowering to see people that look like me be successful and just like, have the nice house, nice cars, be educated, well-rounded. I had so much fun when I lived there, but I don't think, in my opinion, DC is not a place that you go and settle. It's just like you live there for like 5 years, have your fun. It's great to grow in your career. Like I grew tremendously with my career. I learned so much. I just got great opportunities I don't feel like I would have gotten if I stayed in Philly.
Talk about some of those opportunities. What do you think that Philly kind of lacks when it comes to
that's very good.
I feel like Philly's a little dated with it as far as like the corporate situation and the working class. Like I have this conversation all the time. Philly's white collar corporate America population as far as people of color is lagging in comparison to like a DC to a New York.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like things like the brunch scene, day party scene, I feel like that is direct correlation for some reason. So I think a lot of people
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
Because these are people who have like disposable incomes,
right?
Have some sort of career driven, and they want to have a good time. And you're right. If you see the day parties, it does correlate to what is actually happening in the city. As far as, that's a really good observation. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also like DC's more like you can work from home, you can have flex schedules. Like here. I think they're working towards it. Like I'm lucky, I have a flex schedule, but
for sure.
My company's in DC, so they actually transfer me back here. Right. So I'm able, like I have the best of both worlds. But some things are definitely dated, but I feel like it's on the up and up because I know like a lot of things are being built here. I feel like people are moving back, wanting to live like back in the city and everything.
It's still a little bit. The cost of living is a little bit better here than it is DC, New York. But like you're right. There's a lot of there's just like this stigma in Philly where like they don't want to change, or like there's like a slow process to change.
Very much so.
Like, if you don't like it, you can leave. But like all those people are kind of like getting older. And like the younger people are like, nah, like we can change. We'll still be a great city because it's not like international like DC, New York. Yeah. I still feel like it's not.
So on the flip side of that, what do you like about being back home?
I just feel it. I don't know. Philly's Philly. I just feel like it's more genuine.
Okay.
Like DC's this place, people are moving and shaking. So you have connections with people. Yeah, you have a lot of acquaintances. It's all about like what people can do for the next person. I feel like my friendships here are, more genuine. It was just home, and just certain things that I neglected when I left. I started to miss when I was away.
Like what?
Just like the food.
I agree with that.
I feel like Philly has great food.
The scene is ridiculous.
DC's food has nothing on Philly, in my opinion. DC has some places that are good.
Yeah, they do. They have like a couple select spots. But they're not like a food like.
No.
You can go anywhere in the city here and you'll find some nice gyms.
Yeah, and the traffic situation is crazy down there. It's insane.
Yeah, I know. I used to take the metro everywhere, and that was a long time ago. Yeah, but it wasn't one of those places where you really wanted to have a car. Like it didn't make sense for me. You could kind of like get everywhere. Yeah, and that was like before Uber.
Sure.
So I understand that, but the traffic is growing here.
It is. Yeah,
because everybody's moving back.
The traffic is growing here. Yep. I absolutely hate driving downtown when I have the opportunity.
My gosh, me too.
It's like the worst. So let's talk about how you got into actually writing. When did you start?
I always enjoyed writing. My mom used to make us write. Like she would just give us like separate homework assignments. So I've always gravitated towards it. I didn't really take it seriously. I went to school and I studied finance. So I just always thought like, I can't be an author because I don't have a background in like literature or anything like that. So I second guessed myself for a very long time. And then a really good friend of mine, he knew that I enjoyed writing, and he read one of my papers for graduate school. And he knows that I'm super opinionated and always am dropping my gems or trying to help somebody. So a blogging opportunity fell into my lap. So I started freelance blogging for this website, Spot 86, and I would, send her my blogs once a week. And I started picking up some following from that, and just like people just started gravitating towards it, enjoying what I was saying. And from there, I just got the confidence to write a book. And
nice.
Yeah, I just like stopped doubting myself because it was like a lot of self-doubt. Like I'm just like, I don't have a background in
That's
literature.
Usually everybody's like number one enemy is their self, is their own head.
Yeah, that was me for sure.
Before we get to the book, do you remember like the first like thing you wrote and you're like, I could do this?
Ooh,
it's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
I always like to hear like people's genesis of like how they.
Honestly, I don't think I wrote it. I think I read something.
Okay.
Oh.
And I was like, I can write better than this. That's shady, right?
No, I love it. I love it.
I
because
read
you
something.
see other people doing certain things, you're like, damn, if that person can do it, I definitely can.
I feel like
I read 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, this book is trash. I could write way better than this.
I didn't read the book, but I saw the movie and was like, I wouldn't even waste my time on the book.
Yeah, no.
And that blew up. So
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I'm like, No, I write way better than this.
I think more so the reason why that book came out, it got blew up. It was just because I think the shock value of it.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because Zayn was doing that for years.
He was.
And if Zayn,
You ain't never lied.
If Zayn was
right.
it would have been a whole
You're right.
thing.
That
So
is
I was
so
never
true.
impressed
Right.
by it.
I got in
Never.
trouble for reading a Zayn book like on the low. Like you're not supposed to be reading.
I used to watch the Zayn Sex Chronicles on
Yeah.
Cinemax.
Yeah.
It's been a
That's
thing.
been a thing
It's
for
been a
like
thing. So
20
I'm just like,
years or so.
this is like so. And the book, in comparison to Zayn's work, has no. It's not even.
There's been a lot of authors like Zayn who've been doing that
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just made so much money. Oh my God. And then you ever had those, like, it's something that's on and you just like, it's nothing else on. And I just
Yeah.
kind of watched the movie and then like the second one came on behind it. And I was like, oh, it gets worse.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, boo, just
Yeah.
changed
It
it.
just gets really, really bad. I'm
Yeah.
just like, why?
But I feel like those people are geniuses though, because that is just knowing your target
For sure.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
and catering to what they wanted.
Capitalizing
And-
off success
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
something else. It's one medium to another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
let's get into the book, Dilemmas of a Damsel.
Yes.
I love that title.
Thank
So I was
you.
about
I
to.
love that.
You're about to segue into
The
my
whole
question.
damsel, gentleman. I love
Yeah.
that.
How did you get into? How did you get the title? How did you come up with it?
Oh my gosh. I don't even, it's just like, I get my best ideas when I'm asleep.
Okay.
I have no idea why, but I
Like
can.
in dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
When I'm like stuck on something, if I have a problem, just like a dilemma, there you go, with life or anything, I just sleep on it. And I was going back and forth with some titles and they just were not fitting. So with this story, I just had this idea, like as women, I feel like we're evolving, and this idea that we are waiting to be saved. We know how to save ourselves. So I just kind of wanted to play off the word damsel, and like, you know, when you think of damsel, you think of a damsel in distress. So I just kind of wanted to like play off that and, you know, kind of tie in the drama or
No, that's
the
what
mess
it is.
that we
The
fall
drama.
into.
Yeah,
The conflicts
so it's
that
the
we
conflicts
face.
and then that
Yes.
that word.
Yeah.
Is just, yeah, I like that. That's
Yes,
dope.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, you have 3 parts of this book.
Yes.
So shout out to you on that.
Yeah, that's
Thank
crazy.
you.
I could barely write a paragraph.
And it's, I haven't read any of them yet. I'm definitely going to dive in for sure. Are any of the characters based on anything that has happened in your life?
Yeah. I
lot of
birthed
it?
all 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
So each character, they have their own unique struggles. So part 1 is Jade. She's kind of like the commitment phobe. She's all about her career. She don't need a man. She's not going to settle until the perfect guy comes into the picture.
There you go.
So that is like, it sounds all well and good. And I know a lot of women like that. I feel like
So do
I
I.
was kind of that woman. But you know, the thing there is that the perfect guy doesn't exist.
Okay.
So
They don't. We don't.
right.
We
Yeah.
don't.
And all my books, I try to make them relatable, but also teach some type of lesson.
Okay.
So she goes through the motions and she kind of learns how to get out of her own way as far as like, you know, attracting a man. I feel like as women, we make up in our mind the type of man that is perfect for us, but it's not the man that we need. We don't know the man that's perfect for us because we're not religious. We're not God.
I got you.
Like God created this being. How are we know if he's whether
what's right
6
for
feet
us?
tall or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So great. So how do you feel about? I'm spiritual too. So how do you think about all this? Like, hey girl, what's your prayer? What was your prayer to get him? I think that's so whack.
Me
personally.
too.
That's a thing?
Yes.
Whoa.
Like, like
I don't think that's how it works.
it's
I'm
not.
sure it's not how it works. And like,
It's the
when-
same. It's equivalent to a list. Having a list.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. And like literally, like I've seen a couple celebrities that have ended up with like, I guess what they believe is their mate. Like post up, like a lot of women have asked me like, what was my prayer as far as getting this man? Like for instance, Sierra. Yep. With Russell. Corey, I'm about to say Corey's Bojo is her husband.
Oh yeah. Nicole
Nicole
Eric.
Parker.
Yeah.
Right. And like she even said she said that in her prayer, she said she wanted him to be a certain height and a certain length per se. And I was just like, y'all got to be kidding me.
It's like saying, it's like praying to win the lottery, ain't it?
First of all, I just
Like
don't.
if you do a prayer for the
Yeah.
lottery, like
Yeah.
Listen, and I'm not God, but I'm pretty sure he don't work that way.
Right. Exactly.
Pretty sure he's pretty busy.
Exactly.
Or she or whoever.
Like, I'm just sure, like, guys like, oh, you want a man with a big schlong? Okay, I got you. Like, it don't work that way. You know, I'm just
you did good
like,
this year. Like,
yeah, I was
Santa Claus.
So
what was a Santa Claus list?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
You want to know
either.
why? Because I was one of those women that had a list, and the guys that like met everything on my list were the worst relationships I had.
So is that something that? So with that list, is that something that you have to reevaluate about yourself?
I think after my second failed relationship, I checked myself.
Okay.
And I had to reprogram. I had unrealistic expectations.
But it's okay to have expectations.
Yeah, so I definitely have. I think there's a difference between having boundaries and having expectations, but not it being like, oh, you have to smell a certain way, look a certain way, do this, do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like things that matter to me. Right. Like what matters to me is you respect me. Mm-hmm. You are not intimidated. I'm a very ambitious woman. Mm-hmm. I don't have time to be with someone that is going to be threatened by me and what I got going on. Sure. It's either you're bringing, like, what are we doing together type thing. So those are things that are very important to me. So I equate those to, I wouldn't even call them expectations. I call those values. So I had to like get rid of the list and I established certain values.
So if you have like core values for yourself and people don't meet those, I think that's not even with relationships. That can be with friendships or just people that just come in your life. If they don't share the same values as you, then it just doesn't kind of like mesh.
For
kind
sure,
of thing.
For sure.
But yes, that is a thing. It is this thing.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've heard that. If I have, I was like.
But the funny thing is that it cracks me up because I said to one of my girlfriends, we're not out here seeing guys like, yo, homie, what was your prayer for shorty? Like,
right.
I mean, like, no, and it's like always like, why do we have to subject ourselves?
So, the thing is, like, we talk about what we want, like from another companion, but not in that jargon of prayer, like
no, or not even that, but like, are you really saying to your homeboy who has like a really great wife or a girlfriend to say, yo, like, how did you end up with her? Or
absolutely,
okay.
I'm very curious. I'm like, how did y'all meet? Like,
okay.
Because I'm like, all right, am I going to the wrong places?
Right,
I mean, like, I want to know how it worked for them. Because it's not going to necessarily work for me, but just having that knowledge, like, oh, I didn't even think about that, or I didn't even think about doing this, or whatever. It's like, all right, cool. I'll keep an open mind to that. We definitely have those conversations.
Okay,
for sure.
But I just feel like,
and I think he said the right words, an open mind. So I feel like the prayer is limited because, like, if a woman is like praying or making a list, she's so focused, she's so narrowed in on those points.
Absolutely.
She's not open to like.
Oh yeah, because Mr. Right could be coming up to her, but you're like, oh, well, he's not 6'2". God know that's one of my prayers. So, you know what I'm trying to say?
Girl, that would have been me because my boyfriend is 5'11". I used to only date guys that was 6'3" and up. If you was not over 6'3", I would not be paying you no mind.
I had those height requirements at one point. You got to be this tall to ride this ride. Like,
like 6'5", I'll be coming off the bench for the Sixers.
There you have it.
Like, how many 6'5" people do you think are walking around the streets like nilly-dilly?
Well, let's go to a quick break. This is a really good conversation. I do have some other questions for you as into your blog and some of like your relationship advice and some of the things you've written about, which are hilarious to me. Some of the stuff. Your advice is very, very funny. So
I want to hear that.
It's good. And she has really good stuff.
All right, cool.
All right, so we will be right back. We have Monique Elise in the house. It's your girl Lauren Reed right here. What a Ice Radio, the Lauren Reed Live Show. We'll be back. We are back, everybody. It's your girl, Lauren Reed, right here. What a Ice Radio. Monique Elise is in the building.
Yeah, that's great interview so far.
Great interview.
Thank you.
So you are, what I've read about you, you are a big-time reader.
Yeah.
Are you still a big-time reader?
I am forcing myself to get back into it. I've just been so busy. I haven't really had the time, but I feel like I just love reading. So I am reading a book. I downloaded 3 books last week.
I was going to say, what was the last book that you read?
So I'm looking for some inspiration. So I think I told you guys I started writing my 4th book, and I kind of hit a wall. So what I do is read other books. Okay. Sometimes in like different genres, or I'll watch like a movie.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Reading really just helps me. So I'm reading like a romantic thriller. Right
you know,
now.
I felt like you were hinting to that. Like,
Yeah.
what is your favorite like genre to read or even watch? Like, as far as just like literature or anything to get inspiration from.
I love fiction. I know nonfiction is like in right now, but I love fiction. So definitely the romance, romantic suspense, romantic thrillers.
Are you gonna do a screenplay?
I don't know.
Stop taking my
Sky's the
question,
limit. I think I might. I don't know.
I think you should.
My writing process, it's like one of those things that it's so stressful while you're doing it, but it feels so rewarding when it's done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Here you go. Like,
Yeah, and then I'm so excited and I love it. And I don't know, it's like an up and down. It's like a roller coaster. Like you're so excited and you just jump in and then you hit like, you might have some writer's block or it's like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know what I'm doing. And then like it all ties in. It makes sense.
I think that's
at
just
the
like
end.
the creative process. Like
Yeah.
anything you do creatively, like whether it's art or visual or graphics,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, my boyfriend's an artist.
Okay.
So he was just talking me off the ledge one day. He's like, it's the process. You'll
That
be
is-
fine.
I was going to ask you, what is like a part of your process when you start getting into writing a book?
Like your
Like,
routine?
or do you have a routine?
I
like,
do.
you have to be in like silent? Like, where do you have to
Sage.
be?
Well, first and foremost, I like having a plan. I remember the very first time I tried writing a book, I just was like, oh, I'm going to write my book today. So I just like sat down and I think I got through like a paragraph and then I was stuck.
Right. Okay.
So now I just try to have like a plan. I try to just develop like my outline, get to know my characters, like what they like, what type of food they like, what their sign is, their favorite color, the type of music. I just like try to get into their zone so that I can write from their perspective. So I might take like a month or two just to like get my mind right, to get to know them, and write the story. I love going to Starbucks and just like sitting down and getting lost. But I also love going to Uncle Bobby's. That's
Shout
like
out
one
to
of my
Uncle
favorite spots.
Bobby's.
And it's right
Yes.
around the corner from my house. Only thing with it's kind of small, so it gets packed
It is
really quick. So
very
you got to
small.
get there early.
Yeah.
So
Get your
whenever
little
I can't,
section.
whenever I can't get in there, I do go to Starbucks.
Shout out to Mark Lamahill from
Yeah.
Philly. Uncle Bobby's is like an amazing staple in Germantown
It
and
is.
Uptown from where I'm from. And every time I go there, it's packed.
Yeah.
Every
I
time,
just
yeah.
recently went there for a meeting for
We
something.
like to read.
I know, right?
And we like our coffee.
Yeah, we like
like
our
our
coffee.
Yes.
Clearly, we like our books.
But it's a really, really dope spot.
Yeah.
It is.
I haven't
It's a
been
great
out there yet.
vibe.
I want to go.
Yeah, everybody should check
I
it
just
out.
love being there. Like I just love like I think I wrote both of those books, part 1 and part 2. I mean part 2 and part 3 in Uncle Bobby's
Okay.
actually, yeah. So if I'm not there, I'm at Starbucks. I'll be randomly driving and if I get an idea, I just quick like type it up in my notes. So once I get the first draft out, then it's just like, okay, the editing and just like, I look at writing books as like puzzle pieces scattered on a table. So then it's just like every day I'm just trying to like
put the
make the
pieces
pieces come
fit.
together
Like
and
a
then
picture.
finally it comes together.
I like that analogy.
I do.
like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So I know we're all over the place, but when it comes to me, I just got to get it out.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that your better half, your boyfriend, is an artist.
Yes.
Right? So how is it dating another creative? Some people say creatives like, clash when
Yeah.
they're together. So
That's a
how do
very
you
good
make it
question.
work?
I'm curious.
I definitely feel like we complement each other. He's kind of everything that I'm not, and he encourages me. I'm very, very. I think I'm my own worst critic, and I'm very because I'm an analyst and very like straight line type A. Like if I write down a list, I have to go in that exact order. He doesn't work like that, so he's teaching me that it's okay because I just like set these like deadlines and I like am so
Is that like
goal oriented.
ingrained? Is like
Yeah,
okay.
but I think to me
Finance
it
and-
keeps me on track.
Okay.
So when I have these goals in mind, I'll have like a date that I want to have them completed by, and I will like kill myself to reach that goal and
Right.
like get it done. And he's like, you can't put a creative process on a timeline, so I'm embracing that and just learning to enjoy the journey, even the parts where it's just like, oh, this is hard. I'm not like, it's not as fun right now. Just going through the motions of the entire process. Because everybody, I feel like nowadays, like everybody just paints this picture like everything's so perfect and it's fun and it's easy. And no, it's not like that. It's not. Like there's days where I just have writer's block. I can't get past it.
You can't do anything for that.
Yeah,
day.
and those are washed. It's just, it is what it is. But I'm just like, this is still a part of the process. I'm still making progress. So I'm just like, he's taught me like not to be so hard on myself, and it's okay if I got to take a day to take a break and just focus on other things.
Sure.
Not really rush myself so much, because like you can't really rush creativity and force it. So I'm just like trying to chill.
I mean, I've known like visual artists where like your boyfriend, where they have like no kind of like time limit or anything, and then I know people that are like, when do you need it by, or what do you like, oh, like 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, cool. And they get it. It's like perfect, and like you're like, whoa. So like, I just think it's like all over. It's like a spectrum of like how people work.
Yeah, it just
it's whatever works for you.
I've dated artists before, as far as like music artists.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it's totally different. And
you financed the mixtape?
not today, okay. Not today, all right.
Didn't see the light of day on that one.
No. Didn't make the list, but, or the prayer.
Bars. Or the prayer.
Or the prayer, right? But no, I think it's like sometimes it can be very challenging because you both are so creative, and sometimes like it just doesn't like mesh when it comes to certain things. And then sometimes, especially if you're both just too free, like there is no structure.
Right.
It's just like
everybody's just floating.
It's all over the place.
It's definitely been a learning experience for both of us. So
do you ever get like competitive?
No.
Okay. Because I've seen that before.
I'm here to help. No, because we're in two different lanes.
Okay.
And when we could come together, we'll come together.
Sure.
And if I got to step back and let him do him, he is. I said this before. I don't have time to be with someone that is intimidated by me.
Facts.
So he's able to step back and let me
shine a little bit. Yeah.
And I can do the same for him.
Word.
And if he needs me to step in and help with like, I think I'm gonna be his manager. Yeah, I think so. But if he needs me to step in and help with that.
I mean, you do have like a sense of like, due diligence and
so I think I keep him grounded, and he keeps me grounded in different ways too.
An artist? Or a music
paints.
artist? Oh, he paints. Okay,
nice.
Cool.
So, like, he has an art show coming up in October.
Nice.
So, I just help him with stuff. We bounce ideas off each other. He's like my think tank. Like, if I'm like, something's bothering me and I just want to talk through it, and I'm his think tank. If he has ideas, he'll come to me at 2:00 in the morning with an idea that he wants to paint. And I mean, I don't pretend to know art like that. Like, I can appreciate it.
Sure.
But he has definitely helped me open my eyes to appreciate art. But he was like the first person to call me an artist, because I never looked at myself as an artist.
Sure.
Yeah, he's like, you paint with words. We're both artists. It's just a different type of art. So, yeah, I think we mesh well.
For sure.
No competition. I love that.
So that's a good segue into some of your blog topics. You have a lot of different things that you write about.
Yes, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to read some of your blogs, and they're great, by the way, in all different categories. But my favorite, of course, is dating and relationships.
Yes.
That's what we talk about.
That's all the time.
Yeah,
it always comes back to that.
I mean, there's always so much to talk about with that.
She got stories.
I have lots of stories.
I think everybody has stories.
Ooh,
not like hers though.
Like, okay, I'm intrigued.
My stories compared to hers is just so different. Like,
really?
Just like, I'm like, that didn't happen. She's like, yeah, that happened.
It happened.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
She got the receipts for it too.
Yeah, I know. I kept them for a reason. So one of the ones you talk about, which is like a big topic right now, is ghosting.
Oh yeah.
So we gotta talk about ghosting, right?
That was gonna be my topic for the show that you became on, Single the Rant.
The rant.
That was gonna be my topic.
I think I talk about I talked about something else. I talked about something else.
I wanted to do ghosting because 2017.
So
Casper.
Let's talk about that. Like, have you ever been ghosted?
Yes.
Has everybody at this table been ghosted?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what's the deal? Like, I mean, you wrote the blog you wrote about was why it was a good thing that the person ghosted you, because we never feel like, I mean, honestly, we're like, shit, like, why do they have to, like, why do they, like, what's
I would
up?
love to hear this perspective.
So talk to me. I already know what she said, but tell them a little bit about what were the benefits of someone ghosting you.
Yes.
I feel like they're saving you a lot of drama. You're dodging a bullet because
Okay.
if they cannot formulate, if they can't just verbalize
Right.
what's going on, and they're taking a coward's way out
Mm-hmm.
of just like stopping all communication, they're showing you that one,
Their
they
true
have
colors.
communication problems, which is one of the top issues in relationships.
Absolutely.
That's first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
2, they're immature because I mean, yeah, it might suck at the time, but I'd rather you just be upfront
Yeah.
and just say, like, you know,
That's not
I'm not
working.
feeling it, versus like, it's just like a coward's way out. So
It
it's just
is.
showing that they're immature. Who wants to be? I don't want to deal with anybody that's immature. I mean,
I think the main cause of ghosting nowadays has to do with social media and like the fact that everybody could just hide behind words as opposed to, because like nobody really talks on the phone anymore.
Yeah.
It's all, most communications through like a text or a message or anything like
Yeah.
that.
But I would think that would be easier to tell somebody.
No, because
I
that.
don't
But see, here's
talk
the
to you
thing.
anymore.
That's like their number one form of communication. So if they can't even go through that.
Oh, that's true. They
You
can't
feel
even
it?
formulate the words through a text.
Correct.
Then that's the issue.
you want to
because-
know what? I think that people don't know themselves, and they're so desperate to be in relationships. They'll just talk to anyone and then like be like, oh, this isn't a good fit. But rather than like be like, oh,
This isn't a good
this
fit.
isn't a good fit,
They
I'm
like-
just going to stop talking
Right.
to you. What did I watch? I think I watched Insecure.
Insecure was it was
and it was that, yeah.
when she went to Bull House and was looking through his stuff.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
episode, you were like, please don't be
Don't do
Issa.
that.
But the beauty of that episode for me as a woman is because we've all been there, like looking at our phone.
What did I do?
Like, what did I do?
Oh my
like,
gosh,
starting
yeah.
the text but then not sending it.
I'm not gonna go to his house.
Checking
I'm at
all his
house.
social media.
Checking their social
Like,
medias.
are they following people? Are they liking photos?
Have you been to the point where you actually been to Bull's house or apartment or whatever, and it was
No.
like,
Yeah, I haven't.
okay,
I haven't gone
I
that
thought that was wild. I was
far.
like, whoa.
Yeah,
That
I wouldn't
was-
do that. I wouldn't do that.
But the reason why Issa did that in that moment is because she had a way in because of Molly.
So that's all right. So if you
But-
had a way in, would you?
Possibly.
Yeah. That means
I
yes.
wouldn't have looked through all his stuff though. I wouldn't have took it that far.
I think if you're already there, you're already there. You might as well go all the way.
I've for sure done the social media thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
for sure.
That's easy. Like I
That's
feel like
easy.
it's there. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
let me do
But
my
I've
PI.
also been to the point where I was doing it so much that I was like, you know what? This isn't healthy. I'm going to
Yeah.
just unfollow you, because if I'm seriously checking to see if you're active on Instagram, but you're not communicating with me, something's wrong here.
But I also feel
So
like
gotta check out.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's
Yeah.
changed with social media, because they were doing the same thing back in the day. Like they would call someone like, "Oh, did you see someone at the barbershop or whatever?"
Oh, right,
all right.
right.
So where
Yeah.
did you hear that he was gonna go? And then you just go like, "All right, so I'm at pretend that I just so happen to be there." Like it's the same thing.
Or
It is.
It's just
It
a
is.
different
Social media just
platform.
magnifies it because
Yeah.
like now it's like, okay, you know that they're not calling you, but you see that they're still living their life.
Correct.
So they're alive.
Yes.
Like nothing's wrong
They're
with
alive.
them. Whereas back in the day, you
Oh,
could
so
have been
you're
like,
not
oh,
dead.
something happened to them.
Right.
That's why they stopped calling me.
Bro, that happened
Yeah.
to me literally a month ago. Like, boss, that we stopped communicating, and I'm just like,
Did
I
he
thought
die?
it was Gucci, but I mean, whatever,
Right.
maybe not. But he stayed checking my timeline. I'm
I
like,
don't
yo, go
understand
get
that.
I don't
somebody else to
understand that
watch.
either.
I don't get that.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds like
Unfollow.
one of my other blogs
Yeah.
that I'm about to release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you curse on here?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I wrote.
Please.
I have a blog that I'm dropping, and it's called "The Evolution of a Fuckboy,"
Ooh, fuck boys. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
and he sounds like one.
That's
Like-
there is definitely a what is it, periodic timeline
Yes.
Yeah.
of the evolution of
Yes,
Yeah.
there
yeah,
is.
for sure.
I feel like they're taking over.
Because on the flip side, there are evolutions of a fuck girl.
And I mentioned that too in my blog.
Like it-
See,
it
I
go
play
both
devil's
ways.
advocate.
All right, fair
So
enough.
I'm not for like,
Yeah.
I try to move within reason. So I know a lot of times, like women, we get down on y'all. But I feel like I definitely hold my readers accountable, and I will say like, nah, like y'all be doing some stuff too.
Trolling.
Yeah, y'all be doing some stuff too. So you need to check that.
Yeah.
So
But the ghosting one definitely brought some things home. Like, we never look at what the benefit of it is. We always
Right.
look like, yo, that was nutty.
and is
Right.
something wrong
And
with you,
or something
like,
wrong
yeah.
with-
Eventually, I'm like, you know what? It is for the best, because you're right.
Clearly, it wasn't gonna work.
Right, it wasn't gonna work. Cool. I think just for me, I love closure. Like,
Yeah.
I just needed closure. Like, cool.
Especially when feelings are involved too.
And I think it's, like you said, it's just being mature. Like it's it may hurt my feelings for like a hot second, but I respect the fact that you actually said that. Cool.
And it's done.
We're good.
Closure. You touched on something. I was watching something in the beginning of the year, and they said that going forward in this year, you have to be okay with not getting closure on things because everything doesn't need closure. And I kind of was like, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people too. I'm like, but why?
But no, it's so true because you'll stay in relationships that you need to. They should have been done. Like I remember one relationship I was in. I was in that relationship for 6 years. Wow. It was super toxic. And like when I was done with it, I was done. Like I just sent him a text. I was like, I'm done with you. He was like, well, we need to talk about this. And I was like, for what? He said, for closure. I was like, I don't need closure.
This is closure.
It's done. Like what else? Because all you're going to do is trying to tell me like why we should still be together or like
closure.
Right. Like I don't. If things end, they just end. Like I'm very big on people's actions, and I will. Words sound good, but if your actions don't match your words, it's no sweat off my back. I might be sad for a day or two, but bye. I ain't got time.
What you didn't talk about was what if that person reaches back out after they've ghosted you?
I would treat them at face value, and I would not make it easy.
Like new phone, who this?
So you not saying not to speak to that person. You just saying.
I think the lesson lies in that Insecure episode too, because he came back, right?
We don't know what's going to unfold. He's going. I know. He said he
had some mental health things going on.
That better not be starting to be y'all excuse. Fellas,
I know.
I don't got time
true.
for that.
Yes.
All of a sudden, it's like not to diminish anybody who actually has mental health, but a lot of people are like using that as like some sort of crutch for an excuse for not to do certain things, and it's just like, is it really, or are you just saying that just to kind of get out of?
I think I see both sides of it. I agree. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I do feel like people. I think people
like
are more vocal about it. Because I feel like it's more accepted.
Yeah, it
now.
is.
It is more accepted.
But I feel like people are taking advantage of it.
That's my point. I think people are taking advantage of that.
And that's messed up. Open. Like, because I struggle with my own stuff. Like, I struggle with anxiety really, really bad, especially in this forum. Like, I do all type of like different techniques before I come in here and actually do this, especially when I do stuff that's like live and stuff like that, because it can be very debilitating. Like, sometimes you don't even really want to go out the house kind of thing because you're always worried about what's going to happen, right? To the point where I started going to therapy for it because I didn't really know what it was at first. Yeah. I just thought like I was really, really, really nervous. Yeah. And then I was just like, I'm not really sure what this is until one day I was at the hospital because I thought I was having literally a heart attack.
Like panic, yeah.
And they were like, well, there's nothing wrong with you, but we think that you possibly can be having a panic attack, and between corporate America, which I'm in, and then doing this and all that stuff, kind of like mashing together all the time. Yeah. It started to becoming overwhelming. But I do see that. So I'm kind of sensitive to that but I'm also sensitive to people using it as like, oh, I'm depressed or I'm struggling with anxiety. Anxiety doesn't make you not able to make a phone call. Right. So do you get what I'm trying to say? Or I can't figure it out or whatever the case might be. Like, I still have to move throughout my daily life with the things that I struggle with. And so people have to learn how to kind of sort of balance it when they learn how to. And it's several different ways people can balance it. Meditation is one thing that I've picked up that has helped me learn how to. I don't do anything in the morning before I meditate and go out into the world.
I just feel like with people, they don't take the seriousness of it, and then it's just kind of like a word that they take for granted.
Because people out here struggling.
Yeah, there's people out here like when they get anxiety, like they can't move.
They can't. It's like,
you know what I mean? It's or like post traumatic, like they're like really tripping out, and then like when people use that so lightly, that's why I get a little upset. I'm like, you don't have that. You're just scared or you're just nervous.
Yeah,
right. Really, really research on what that is,
what it looks like
before you diagnose yourself off of WebMD. Like
exactly.
Yeah, but I do think, to answer your question, I just think it depends on the situation and the person, because how was your relationship before like they disappeared or ghosted you? I would take that into consideration first.
That's a good point.
Before
yeah.
So another thing you talked about, let me tell you this: you're the first person that we've ever had on the show, or the first person that I've communicated with that's a creative and an entrepreneur that says they love their actual 9 to 5.
Yes.
You are the first.
I love my job.
What do you do that you love so much?
I'm a financial analyst.
Okay.
Well, business operations analyst.
Oh,
What
nice.
about it makes
The lead
What
business
about it?
operations.
Look at you. You said the lead.
Is that what?
That's how
The
you know
lead.
she like.
What about
Yeah.
it makes you like excited about it? Like I'm just
I
curious.
just love feeling like I'm using my brain.
Okay.
I'm using my degree. I love numbers. I love figuring out why stuff isn't working. My company, it's smaller, so I get a lot of. From the beginning. I've been with them for 3 years. I've been very vocal about where I see my career going, what I want from my career, and if you don't value me, I will go elsewhere. I've been very vocal about that. A lesson that I had when I moved to DC, I was working for a company. And, I had my master's degree, and this man looked me in my face and told me my master's degree wasn't worth anything. So that, I love when people doubt me because it's just like...
It fuels you more.
It means something to me.
fuels
You must
me.
squad it was. It must money that was.
So I think like we had that conversation, and I think like 2 or 3 months later I was at another company, which is the company I'm with now. I definitely know that I'm very blessed because yes, I have a 9-to-5, well, a full-time job, but I have a flexible schedule. I'm not like very stuck in like the
Restricted,
9 to 5,
Right.
like Monday through Friday. Like as long as I get my 40 hours in,
You're good.
I'm good. It's trying sometimes. Like when there are days when I'm like not doing anything, I feel guilty because it's just like so much stuff to balance. So I'm like, oh, I have an off day, but I should be doing this. I have the blog to focus on. I have the books to focus on. I should be out networking. I should be meeting people or like whatever.
Definitely.
So it's not always easy, but like when I'm working and like in my corporate zone, like
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I've been, just promoted this year, and I'm very excited to see like where my career is going. It fulfills me, but I don't think I could work my 9-to-5 and just do my 9-to-5.
Sure.
I will feel empty.
You
So
know,
like
that outlet or
like
something.
my blog and like books, those are my outlets. The
Creative
fact that I
outlets.
can make money off of it is just a bonus. But
Right.
like I never did this to like make money.
Do you see yourself foregoing your we'll say 9 to 5 your job to do this full time?
It depends. I'll never say never.
Right.
Okay.
I'll never say never.
Cool. I was like, she likes it.
Like you like it?
Yeah, I do. I only go into the office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like
I used to do that.
flexible. It's not like super demanding. When I want to take time off, I take time off. I'm a little jealous of people that are able to take off like 3 weeks and go places.
Yeah.
And like I'm jealous of stuff like
Yeah,
that, but
Yeah.
it'd be worse. It supplement what pays for what I'm doing
Sure.
actually. So
When we
cool.
come back, we're going to talk about you traveling because you do a lot
Yes.
of travel too. So that's one of my bucket list of things this year is to travel more. So we'll talk about some of your world travels and what you like about it. And some other stuff like what you got coming up next. You said you got another book coming up. And I think I saw something on IG about maybe you doing some type of seminar or classes.
book consultations.
Yes, we could talk about
Yes.
that as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so when we come back, we got more with Monique Elise, and we're going to play a game. We always play a game.
Yes.
It's your girl, Lauren Reed, right here at Water Ice Radio. We'll be right back. And we are back, everybody. It's your girl, Lauren Reed, right here at Water Ice Radio. Jada Gentleman is here in the building. The whole
Howdy.
Water Ice family is here.
Yes.
And we also have Monique Elise.
Yeah.
She is our
Hello.
guest today.
Yes, very,
she is
very
the
dope.
author of Dilemmas of a Damsel, Part 1, 2, and 3.
Trilogy. I
Yes.
mean, we need to get these checks. Like these movie
Listen,
deals, production,
So many people say that to me.
Yeah.
That's where the
People
money
are
is.
all, they're like, okay, so this series is for me, it's like Sex in the City for women of color. Because I
Okay.
feel like we don't have anything.
We don't.
I mean, now we have Insecure, but like
Right.
A little bit different.
it's a little bit different.
Okay.
So it's based in Philly. The women
See,
are like
that alone,
our age.
like the cost for a studio would be so much less than like doing it in like New York or something. So you can
Yeah.
pitch that to the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think all my books are going to be based in Philly.
Cool.
I, man, if
I
you need
like
some
that.
extras, you know,
Got
I
you.
could walk around with coffee or something.
Gotcha.
We just had Brad Baker here, another
Yeah.
author. He was just here. not
Oh,
long
that's
ago.
my homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad
He
was
was
just
really dope.
here. And I was like, yo, you need to make Twisted a web series.
Yeah.
And you know what I saw? He's doing auditions for a web series.
I know that's right.
Yeah, that's what's
Oh,
up.
he be on his.
Yeah.
I love Brad.
I was like, yo, this book I love that book. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I
it was
actually
really
only
good.
finished it in like maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, first of all, when's the next one coming out? Because it's a cliffhanger. And then 2, this should be a web series.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's no reason
Visually.
why.
He's so great.
Yeah.
Like, that's my homie.
Yeah,
like
he
he's a person I bounce my ideas off of.
And he said the
too.
same thing about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's
sure.
just great energy, and you should do that. We need that.
I can work on that. Yeah.
Listen, you got time. You got a flexible schedule. All right, so let's get into a little bit about what's coming up for you.
Okay.
You are writing your 4th book.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it's going to be about?
This is something separate from.
It is something separate.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be 3 women. One is a lawyer. Well, they each have their like secrets. So this one is going to be like, everyone's going to have a dirty secret.
Okay.
You have a lawyer. She is running away from something. I'm not really going to reveal what, but she's kind of like living a double life.
Yes.
Everyone's living a double life in this book, actually. Then you have an escort that is hired by someone's wife.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then the wife, she has her own stuff going on.
I'm already
ends up
intrigued.
dead.
So
Yes.
the escort and the wife are both main characters?
Yeah, all 3.
All 3.
Yeah.
Wow. Do they all know each other?
I think so, yeah. I'm still playing with stuff, but someone dies.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's just I'm very excited. It's different from my usual. So I'm just allowing myself to.
Who's your favorite character that you've created so far?
Cara.
And
book
why?
3. Because she's just a hot mess, but she's so relatable.
Okay.
And I just think her story is so fun.
Okay.
I call her the lovable hoe. So she's just like, like you love her, but you're just like, girl,
dang,
you just be
you
making
out
the
here.
dumbest mistakes. Like, why do you do these things?
I feel like a character like that would be like everyone's favorite in a movie or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like
Absolutely.
she's
You know
just,
what I
I
mean?
love her to pieces. Like
Yeah.
she's just so cute. But
It's kind of like Issa. We all love Issa, but she a mess.
yeah, exactly. Like a
Yeah.
hot mess. Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
So I when I was on IG breezing, look, I stalk my guests. I'm gonna be honest. Before they become a guest on the show, I stalk them like what they really out here doing. So
Timelines and
right. So I saw that you were helping other inspiring authors
Yeah.
start writing their books. So you're doing like you'll do a consultation with them.
Yes.
Can you talk about that service that you have?
Yeah, so actually, I get asked all the time how I went about writing a book. How do you do it? So I just started, I'm a hustler. So I'm like, let me just offer this
is a
service.
business.
Yeah. So I actually helped a few people already. I had a few clients, but I just help people realize that they can do it. Like,
Okay.
I just think like, how I was before, I just didn't think it was possible. But it is like you can self-publish, you can get published through like a publishing company, like you can do it. You just have to put in the work. And I just think we just live in such a microwave society. People don't want to, they see like the glory, they see my book, but they don't
Instantaneous-
see like the
process,
like
work.
when I first wrote my first book, I started it in 2014. It wasn't published till 2017.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was I learned so much, but I took the time to research and figure out like how to develop a plot, how to develop my characters. Like I
See,
took the
stop
time to
rushing me.
learn that
I'm not
stuff.
rushing you.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that in your head. Like, don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Like
No, get started,
don't not
but
do
like
it.
just like, learn. Some people just don't want to learn it. They just want to do it and like get all the glory. Like I know a few authors, they wrote one book and it's not a bestseller, so they're like, oh well, I'm not gonna do it again.
Another
It's
one.
like, yeah, like for me, I learned by doing. So my book, yeah, it probably wasn't a bestseller, but I know people that read my books and they love it and they're asking me for my next book.
Right.
I focus on the people that love me,
Right.
and I just build off that.
you're
And
gonna build that following.
Yes, I don't even care if I only have 10 followers. That's cool with me. Like I don't try to get like
wrapped up in like
the numbers,
right.
and like I want genuine. I want people that like will read my books just because they see my name. I don't like the number of followers, the number of likes. It really doesn't matter if nobody's purchasing my book. So I really just like try to pay attention to what my readers like, what they don't like. And I'm always trying to improve myself. So I'm always like going back to my stuff and just rereading it, seeing how I can do better, because I'm learning and I want to grow. And that's always going to be a thing for me. So I think I'll always write books, but I just always want to push myself to be better than my last book. So I just give people that I've helped the confidence to just start and just get out of their ways. You know, go over their plot, like go over their idea, let them know like what the genre is. It sounds like their book is, the resources they could look into, the copywriting process.
Yeah, that's
important. Copywriting, you know, getting it so you can like sell your book in Barnes and Nobles and on Amazon, and
that takes work.
It does. It takes time and work. So that's why I offer the service, right? Yeah. But it can be done. You just gotta.
I feel like most people they're just like scared to start because they're like so overwhelmed on what they have to do.
Yeah,
like, they don't know. I don't know where to start. It's just like, all right.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like by my third book, it was just like
you already have it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, but once you do it and you get used to it, it's really not. Yeah. It's not that hard. It's tedious, but it's not hard.
No, I only get on her because I feel like with her stories and how she showed me a little bit of what she showed me. I feel like people are gonna gravitate to that.
Yeah,
like that.
Oh, they will like this. So my whole thing about it is the time, and I know that
you gotta do it.
I know like you just gotta make the time or whatever. Y'all know I got a lot of stuff going on, but
even if it's an hour a day or 30 minutes, that's it.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I know people that do it right before they go to work or like right before they start their morning. So like maybe right after you meditate, just like
jot down some.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
That's pro bono, by the way. So
I know anything else we gotta pay for it. No, but another part about it is that a lot of what I want to write about, I don't want to give it all away, but are experiences from my own life, right? Some are very funny, some are really good, some of them are bad. So it's kind of like sometimes you got to get through wanting to relive some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff
it's personal.
It's personal. You don't want to. And why I don't want it to be, I want it to be, I like fiction. I love nonfiction as well. I don't want it to be based. I don't want it to be a biography because it's not like my whole life. It's just some experiences. Examples of some stuff that I went through. But you got to get back into a zone where you can kind of go back to some of those places, because some of those places you're just like,
that's what the wine's for.
I was like, that was a scary time. You know what I'm
saying? No, I understand completely.
You gotta push through it. So it's a little bit of fear. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm fearful, you know what I mean? Because of course, just like you said, you want people to be like, yo, that was dope. Or people to read it and like that was trash. I mean, you are, afraid of that. And I think that artists in whatever genres you're in, we all have that sense of what if people don't like it?
I think that once you get that not giving a fuck trait,
I know.
with any artist, like
as long as you're able to stand by your work, as I can, if I have a critic, I can face it because I stand behind my work. Okay. And I know the areas that I need to improve upon.
Right.
It is scary. It's very scary. Especially my first book, I was so nervous. But, I feel like no one's perfect. We all start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And if you just humble yourself to, like, open yourself up to the lessons that come along with it. Like, who's to say I can't go back to, I plan to. I'm going back to my first series, and I'm going to, I call it giving it a facelift. I'm just going to give it a facelift because I know better. I'm going to do better. And I'm all about elevating myself and my brand. Nobody said I can't go back in. People do it all the time. Why not?
I'm with it.
So let's take a really quick break, come back, play this game, which I feel like she's going to win. Okay. I'm talking to her, but we'll still do it. And then we'll wrap things up.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. It's your girl, Lauren, right here with Ice Radio. We'll be right back.
And we're back. Lauren Reed Live, WaterIce.com, Water Ice Radio. We have myself, Jay the Gentleman, Lauren Reed. We got Monique Elise. Great interview so far, but we're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
We're
We
not
always
done
like to play games.
You're in the
with
hot seat now.
Oh God.
And we like to play this little game called Black Card Revoke.
Dun, dun,
And,
dun.
you know, you don't have to be of color to sit in this chair and play this
Right.
game. We played this.
As long as you agree with me and Lauren.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Or just Lauren.
So today we're going to have some questions. So let's start with a correct answers wins question.
I might not
Come on, this is the easy one.
The pressure.
I'm
I
gonna
know.
start you
I'm
off.
terrible at these too. I'm like,
Easy one.
Okay.
Who was Steve Urkel's cool alter ego? A, Stan. B, Scotty. C, Stefan. Or D, Sean.
See, Stefan.
Hey, there you go.
Bing, bing,
Already
bing,
got
bing,
the
bing.
first one right.
I already got our feet wet.
This is a majority rules question.
Cool. I like these.
What did you spend your first college refund check on?
Ooh.
A, a new outfit. B, a car. C, going out and partying. Or D, paying your college loans.
A.
A new
Yeah.
outfit?
A
Yeah.
for sure.
A for sure with me too.
Yeah. New outfit
Between
and C.
A and C.
Yeah.
A and C.
Wow.
A and
Party.
C. Yeah.
Those first
Same.
house parties. What?
Funny.
First of all, I used to go right down to the gallery.
Yup.
Hot mess
Uh-huh.
going down there getting. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You couldn't tell me
And
nothing.
so,
Yeah,
I
the spring
really-
fling outfit.
Yes. Listen, no.
but Pete, nobody really told me like the deal, like that. Yo, do you realize that you're gonna be paying that money back
Nobody-
as well? Like,
Oh,
no,
nah.
no one schooled
You was
me
living
or
life.
not
Oh,
living
yeah,
life,
no.
right? And so my mom one day was like, "I know you supposed to be getting like, because she didn't tell me, of course,
Right.
And she's thinking like, for somehow, some way, she's gonna intercept this money coming or something."
By month
And-
2, you broke,
Like a lot of
starving.
money. Like it literally was like maybe $2,500, maybe
Yeah,
like $3,000.
little
But,
something.
But it was like
then-
$1 million.
It was $1 million.
A million.
Yo, we
Hard.
at the mall, at the
Million.
Pentagon, at the mall, like
Trying to get a chain.
swipe,
Yeah.
and it was right
Yes.
before homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. After homecoming, after like midterms, you're like, I'm hungry. And don't have
We
no
were going
bread.
out. We were going like out. We weren't at the calf. We were like, yo, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
but I got everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, you ain't got
Oh,
it? Oh,
I
I got
used
it.
to-
Yeah. You
Just
can.
act up.
Act
Yeah.
Definitely
Right.
an outfit for sure.
Here goes another correct answer wins.
I'm scared. What is it?
If fish don't fry in the kitchen, then A, you won't get up that hill. You need to take your pills. C, beans don't burn on the grill. Or D, you better chill.
I don't know this one.
Oh, you need to hear the answer.
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
Beans don't burn on the grill.
It
Wait.
took a whole lot of.
Wait, what is that
Just
from?
to get the Jeffersons.
Jeffersons,
Just-
moving
I ain't
on
watched
up.
that.
Oh, come
To the
on.
east
I didn't.
Okay. I'm
In
gonna-
that dealer's apartment in the sky.
I
Oh,
watched that. I'm sorry.
All right.
But I mean, can I just say, in my defense, I'm one of those black people that didn't like watermelon. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed
We
to.
can wrap this game
We're
up.
wrap this game, but you're not gonna get
I
none of
eat
these
it
right.
now though. But
Strawberry
I-
margarita.
there's
Watermelon
some,
margarita.
There's some things that I already know my black card probably would be revoked.
Fair
And my
enough. Me
boyfriend
too.
tells me all the time he doesn't like the way I eat chicken.
So
He said I cannot
you
eat chicken with him.
utensils?
I don't know, but
I'm about
I
to
just
say.
like I like eat it cute. Like I'm not like
I don't trust nobody who leave meat on the bones.
okay.
Like,
So this is
you-
my thing.
Yeah.
My grandfather's Puerto Rican, so
Okay.
I have like, cause he chews the bone.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about
And
that.
yeah,
That's very old school. My
Old
grandpa,
school, yeah.
they get the marrow, the bone.
the whole
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They clean the chicken, and
It's
then like
clean.
my black side, they clean the chicken too, but it's
Right.
not as like
Yeah.
like that. But I'm just so they disown me. Like when I eat chicken, they're like, "What the hell
Are
are
you
you
doing?"
doing?"
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
I'm real different.
All right, so one last one, and this is the majority rules.
Okay.
If you haven't watched this movie, you definitely are getting your black card revoked. A, Boys in the Hood. B, The Wiz. C, Color Purple. Or D, Roots. So if you haven't watched
I have
it-
my answer.
I would say all the above. You can't select all of them.
Just one.
Just one.
Those are all good choices.
They are.
So for me, It's The Color Purple. What about you?
I want to say The Wiz.
Okay.
I don't say Boys in the Hood.
The rest of the room. Heck, what about you? Boy in the Hood. Okay. Roots. So Boys in the Hood wins.
I feel like it's a for I think it's a Boys in the Hood's more a generational thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Like for our generation.
I feel like Color Purple. Okay. So
Color
I'm
Purple
gonna,
is
like,
a great movie.
It was a great movie, but like Steven Spielberg
Phenomenal.
directed, so whatever.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
like John
so-
Singleton directed that. And
So here's the thing
I'll
about
give you
Roots.
too.
I can't get through Roots.
It's long.
It's very long.
It's very long.
and there's
and
like 2 different series too.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
struggle.
It's a
It's a lot.
struggle. It's
It's
a
a lot.
lot. I'm good. I feel like I was scarred.
And what was it? Oh, The Wiz. The Wiz is good.
The Wiz is really good,
Yeah.
actually. But I the first time I saw The Wiz was actually on Broadway. I didn't see the movie first. But then when I went back and saw the movie, I was just like, oh, I actually kind of like.
I actually never watched the original, like The Wizard of Oz. I think I watched like parts
Never
of
seen, like,
it.
the actual Wizard. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
I've
You are
Wiz.
different.
No, The Wiz. I've always just like
Yeah, no, that's good.
That
yeah.
was your version.
Yeah.
that was my version. Like that's the version I grew up watching.
Quincy
That's
Jones.
Okay.
what my mom played. But
Yeah.
I think like I've seen like bits and pieces of the like original Wizard of Oz, but I think I've tried watching it and I just was not impressed.
I just
So I just
remember-
went to the other one.
I just remember it just being like a special every year around a certain time of year.
Yeah.
It will always come on. But so when I actually didn't know about The Wiz first. Like I knew about Wizard of Oz first.
Yeah,
and then,
me
like they
too.
were talking about
Yeah.
like the Wiz, and I'm like, what? They're like the black version of the Wizard of
Right.
Oz.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I like started seeing my family here in Philly was when I saw The Wiz for the first
Oh
time.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
'cause
See, we
it's-
watched it like every holiday. I remember
Yeah.
my great aunt, anytime we would go over her house, we'd watch it. So that was just it. Like
That was the thing to do.
That was the
Yeah.
thing. That's what we watched.
I used to watch Sister Act 2 all the time. When my
Oh,
cousins
all
came.
the one and two.
More so too, because it was like a high school and it was like younger.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Lauryn
I
Hill
still
killed
remember
it.
like watching that with friends, and all we wanted to do, we would like skip to all the singing.
Yeah.
That was like the fun thing
Well,
to
that
do.
beat the
Yeah,
fuck-
exactly. That was like for the competition part at the end. That was like the favorite part to do. That's dope. I remember that. All right, so we are done. Oh, so you don't get your black card revoked. You can keep it.
Okay. good.
Yeah, you got it.
I feel like I walk a fine line. I have.
Unless
something
we go out for
wrong.
wings or something, and I'm like, girl.
But I like wings.
No, I'm with
though.
you because like if it's like really really steamy, like I like the other day, yesterday, I like I'll use it to cut it up, but then I'll eat it. But like
Okay.
when it cools down, I'm all in. Like,
But you can't like you not like it's hot. You
no,
know?
no. Yeah. It's like when it's steaming, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good. But I'm like, let me get this fork real quick. You know what I mean? But when it starts to cool
I don't
down,
use utensils.
Now I've seen some folk use utensils on chicken, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
this is
no,
why you can't have our stuff.
But my
Yeah,
thing
no, I'm
is,
not
like,
doing all that.
I hate having my hands dirty. So
Dirty.
I'll
Oh,
eat it,
okay.
but then I'll wipe my hands, but then I'll do it again. Like it's so
It's-
stupid.
okay.
I just
You have a thing about it.
Yes, I
I got
can't-
you.
I don't like my hands like mad dirty.
I like them
that.
fried extra crispy.
Yeah,
Me, okay, me
that's what
too.
I'm
Well
saying.
done. But I will say
Yeah.
this: I do feel some type of way about eating chicken in front of people. Like, it's one
I
of those
think it's
things
the
that
same
I
like
like
crab
to go.
legs though too.
It's one of those things like I
love
like to
crab
be
legs.
comfortable around people because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like to go in. So if I got a little barbecue sauce right here, it's all right. Just tell me,
Yeah,
and I got it.
You got because I would want the same thing. Like crab legs, I go in. Like I'll
Yeah,
fuck up
yeah,
a crab.
That's
yeah.
like a crab.
I love the process of it.
Do
like,
you?
crack
I
it,
don't. I
dip.
don't.
I like crab legs.
I don't
I
like
don't
the
like
whole.
crab.
Oh, yeah,
I don't like
yeah.
whole
Okay.
crab.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
can-
too much work,
Crab-
and it's not enough
It's
reward.
too much work.
It's
You're
too
right.
much
The
work,
crab
not
legs,
enough
though,
reward.
like,
Every
yeah.
summer, one of my cousins had like, oh, we getting crabs, and it's like a bushel of crabs, and like everybody is around the
Yeah.
table, but they're breaking up. I was like, yo, this is like too much work. Just pass me over the Alaskan
Yeah.
fillet.
Yeah, the king crab, the king crab.
Let's do the
Yes.
Dungeness, but all that with the
Strip
body.
it out,
Yeah,
put
no.
the butter. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
feel like
too
you
much.
get nothing when you breaking
No,
apart.
it's not, you're right.
You're
There's no
not.
reward.
It's no
Yeah.
reward.
No.
How do we start talking about this? But whatever. Whatever. That's what happens here.
Right.
All right, so Monique, you got a book coming up.
Yes.
You're doing your consultations for people who want to be writers as well. Where can the people find you?
Yeah. Social
on
media.
Instagram. So I'm gonna hit you guys with a 1-2 KO.
Okay.
My Instagram is at Monique Elise.
Oh.
Yeah. So Ellis is not. It's Elise.
Oh, shit.
But no. I just was like, oh, it's okay. But no.
I mean, we've been sitting here for the last
It's
hour.
okay. It's okay.
No, like,
Your reaction was real like, oh shit. Our bad? Wow.
It's okay.
Do you get that, or just us? We just fuck that up.
Sometimes.
You normally
because
catch
it's my middle name. So my last name is Laurie.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead with the bad boys jokes. They're old, but
until the new movie comes out.
I know, but whatever. But yeah, it's my first and middle name, Monique Elise. So you can find me on Instagram. It's at MoniqueElise
Now that we
_
have to do the entire interview.
Yeah.
No, don't. I like it. That might be my like new pseudonym or something.
Yeah.
That's funny because I go by Lauren Ree, and Ree is my middle name. It's not.
Yeah. I think my mom did a great job naming me. I just think she knew I was going to like do something.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, shout out to mom. But she like wrote. So I think I picked up the baton from her actually because she like wrote for her school's newspaper.
Oh, that's cool.
She did a bunch of stuff. So
like more journalism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my boo.
Word.
Well, all right, Monique Elise.
We're gonna have to use that soundbite for every time we introduce her in the show. I have to like edit that.
I'm gonna be
Elise.
Elise. And then
what is happening? Is this Halloween? Is it a Halloween episode?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's too good. That's too good.
I feel like it gives the show like some dimension.
Girl, you can go to
that.
She's sitting there like they keep fucking up my name.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let them go.
No, it happens. It happens.
I got this like I saw
and
Ellis.
I'm the person that
I'm
I'm super bad with names, and he usually like catches me. He's like, no, that's not how you say this.
Yeah.
See, I'm bad with names too.
It's the first time.
Oh wait, we didn't even talk about travels.
We didn't talk about travels. Where you going? Where you going?
I'm going on a cruise to the. Well, this is one of my slow years actually.
Okay.
I'm going to the Bahamas on a cruise. I'm
Nice.
not excited. I don't like cruises. I don't want to go on a cruise.
Is this your first cruise?
Yes.
Okay.
So how do you know if you don't like it or not?
I'm not.
I don't see the point. Have you seen Titanic?
I've worked on a cruise ship.
I'm just not.
I've seen
I
Titanic.
have no
And
desire to
Poseidon.
go
Me
on a
either.
cruise.
I'm only going because my cousin's getting married. That's the
Okay.
only reason.
I
why
think
I'm
you'll be
going.
pleasantly
Is it
surprised.
only going to Bahamas, or is it going to other places?
It's stopping in a few places in the Bahamas. That's what I was told. So I'm
Okay.
just going to say a prayer for me. That's this
You'll
month.
be fine.
Any other places that
It's not hurricane
you
season yet.
have visited that you? What's your favorite place? Where's your favorite place to go?
Spain.
Oh, I have a friend going to Spain this week.
Where in
I
Spain
love-
specifically?
I was in Barcelona.
Nice.
I was in Madrid for a hot second, but I just feel like I'm European at heart. So I would just like live in Europe. Like I just love it. The beach there, it's beautiful. I plan to go back. I want to do like 2 or 3 weeks and just visit Greece and Italy and probably Paris. But yeah,
Any Caribbean islands that you prefer?
I've been to Jamaica, beautiful. But I was like in the real Jamaica.
So you like in the hood?
Yeah, I stayed in Kingston. My girlfriend and her husband, he's like from Jamaica, so he just like drove us all over.
How was that experience?
It was phenomenal. It was beautiful, but it was scary driving because you're like really like we were driving at the edge of a cliff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like,
You could
drove
like
through the
fall
jungle and
over
stuff.
900
Yeah.
feet.
So
That's how my ATV experience was.
Yeah.
So I was like, why I signed up for this again? But like, I was just like, all right, Lauren, you going to do it. And literally, I'm like talking to myself like the whole time through it. Cause I was like, if I fuck up,
That's it.
that's it.
Listen. So I was in Morocco. I went to Morocco in October.
That's another place I wanna
And
go
me
to.
and my cousins, we showed up to climb the Atlas Mountain, and I showed up in freaking sandals.
Ooh.
So I was like scared for my life the whole time because I don't know why I did that because I'm thinking fashion over
Comfort.
being comfortable
Over-
and safe.
Right.
First of all.
Right.
Utility, fashion over
Yeah, but that was an experience. That was like real scary. Actually, I slipped a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You made
You're
it. You
still
here.
here.
I'm here. Yes.
I need to go to Morocco.
Yeah, you do. It's fun.
Travel more people.
Yes.
That's the lesson. Of
I'm
this
doing
whole thing.
Antigua next month. I'm excited.
I like Antigua. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's a nice
I heard
place.
it's very beautiful.
I'm
Yeah.
very excited for that.
Her passport is
I know I'm trying to get them stamps.
Yeah. Do they still do stamps?
No,
don't,
they-
right?
I make them give me stamps.
Yeah, you have to like
You
tell.
have to tell
Yeah,
them.
I tell them give me stamps.
So I didn't get my Jamaica stamp, and I'm going through my passport, and I was like, why didn't they?
There's certain places where like you go, like they got smart. They're like, if you want a stamp, you got to pay.
Oh.
Yeah, which I'm not mad at. I was like, that's actually a really good business model. Yeah,
Okay. It was
because people
so
want
much-
those stamps. People
Yeah.
want
It
those
was so
stamps.
much going on through customs when I handed them my passport. I just assumed they were stamping
Nah,
it.
nah.
And when I went through it, I was like, "There's no stamping here." I was like, "Did anyone else get a stamp?" And they're like, "Nah,
They don't do that
They don't
no
do
more.
it anymore."
Unless you like really like.
Yeah.
really, like, hey,
I always
can get a
ask them
stamp?
for one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, that is it.
Yes.
It's your girl Lauren Reed
Wrapped
right
up.
here on Water Ice Radio. Make sure you stay tuned to us. We have a lot of more shows coming up.
And events.
Yes.
Ooh.
Shout out to our first official event.
Yeah, of the year.
Of the year last week. Our ultimate game night. It was
Yeah.
a huge success. It
Yeah,
was
it
so
was
dope.
mad fun. We're gonna do
We
that
had a lot of
again.
fun. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I have to make the next one.
Please
for sure.
do come
Yeah.
out.
fun.
It was a lot of fun. Definitely turn.
Yeah.
For sure.
Surprise, like people, because people didn't know what to expect, which that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so when they got there and they saw it, they're like, "Oh, this is dope."
Yeah,
Okay.
And then we
good.
did like a live like trivia based game show, and people were in teams and it got competitive. Like,
Oh, see, I like that
yeah,
stuff.
people had
yeah.
little drinks in them too,
Yeah,
so it
right.
was like, yeah, so it worked perfectly.
So make sure
definitely
you
gotta
guys
come
are
out.
staying tuned for all of our Water Ice events as well throughout the year. We got a lot of different stuff coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you guys are looking for the Lauren Reed Live Show and Water Ice Radio on all major streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some new shows coming to Water Ice Radio, everybody. I'm really excited to announce that coming up very, very
Growth.
soon. 2019, right? So as you guys know, we always say this around here, not all superheroes wear capes, but sometimes they wear headphones. Peace, everybody.
Peace.